Hi, fiber friends. It's your old pal Cat. I'm coming to you live, for me, later to be edited and shared with you from my home in St. Paul, Minnesota on a beautiful May day in the year 2023. I am the host of this fiber-friendly podcast, and I am here to talk to you today about one of my passions, which is wool. I recently returned from the Shepherd's Harvest Festival, which I attended with my family on the second day. And on the first day, I went by myself so that I could do some serious shopping with a list. I tried to keep it rational and not get carried away. And it gave me a chance to kind of have a look around and see if there was anything that I wanted to wink, wink, nudge, nudge at my children about to give me as a Mother's Day gift, which I did, and it worked out great. So, yeah, this is mostly going to be a sort of a haul video because I have been participating in a no-buy, low-buy sort of year, and May is crashing and burning for that purpose, but that's okay with me because I am really excited about using the things that I bought and continuing moving forward to be more mindful the way that I was with these purchases for future, so that I can continue to make with more joy and less stress and less of a feeling of being a hoarder. So let's get into it. So I first wanted to talk sort of chronologically, just because before I get into the goodies that I got at the Fiber Festival, one of the things that I was doing was trying out some spinning techniques because I wanted to spin sock yarn for the first time ever. So here are the results. I don't remember if I spoke about this. Hang on, I gotta cover my face. There it is. So this is a cable ply, and I can link to the videos that I watched to teach you about these plying methods because I am a super novice and I don't feel like the cable ply turned out very well. I don't want to use it to continue to make the sock yarn with this precious roving that I have, but it was a fun experiment, so I was pleased with it in that regard. You know, I watched a couple of YouTube videos and just gave it a try, and it didn't really work out. And actually, the one that I am more pleased with, this one here, the Hauser plying situation, it's not perfect either. I overplied it in some places and it has some pigtails and other problems, or like it's problematic. And I didn't finish either of these yarns since they were both sort of testers. I plan to maybe use them for heels or toes in the grand scheme. Here is a little bit of the roving I'm working from. It's from my Hello Yarn Fiber Club from last year, the January 2022 Kent Romney lambswool top that was called Thrumming. And, you know, I went to the Fleece and Fiber source book and look at how much fun these colors are. Looked up some of the fiber types that would be best for making sacks, and then looked at my stash, and this was one of the things that I had. So that is something that I still have to finish. You can kind of see it over here on the table. It's like the whole rest of the pile of these so that it was all split and ready to be spun up into socks. Sock yarn doesn't magically turn into socks unless I turn them into socks. But you can see, pulling from different parts of the same braid, I got very different yarns. But that's really fun. And the colors all go well together. So I think that'll be great. That was a fun experiment. In the classic style of these podcasty things, look, I'm wearing a sweater I knit. Yay! I've talked about it before. It is the Douglas. Sorry, there are so many sweaters named after men in the Andrea Mowry pattern repertoire. Oh, and it's messy. It's outside with the dog. I knit it from a self-striping giant cake of Caron yarn, and I am wearing the crap out of it. As you can see, it is pilling like crazy, and I'm here for it. I'm not trying to mitigate the damage. It's an acrylic yarn, and it's stretching, and it is exactly what it's supposed to be. It is my around the house, beat the crap out of it sweater. Next, I'm actually going to talk about the fiber processing that I did at the Weavers Guild, because that happened first. And like I said, I want to go chronologically. This is sort of the last but not least, but I made a friend while I was there, just chit-chatting with somebody who we turned out to have all sorts of crazy things in common. And she has 250 pounds of Ravelry fleece that she is processing for her art or fiber work. I wasn't 100% clear on what she's planning to do with it, because I think she's not clear yet. But she gifted me a little bump of what she had been processing. She was using the electric drum carder. I have not been oriented to that yet. You know, I know that the rules are going to be pretty basic, but look at how beautiful this is. This is Ravelry cross something, whatever. And I am super excited to spin it out. It's just a little cloud. Smells good. Ooh, smells like lavender. Nice. I like that. All right, and then this is going to get a little unwieldy, so just bear with me because it should be entertaining. Oh shoot, I was going to grab a laundry basket to put it away in, because it's, like I said, going to get crazy. But I made myself some fiber bats, and I got crazy with it. I have all these different colors of wool and alpaca and some Angora, and I just decided to do whatever I wanted and see how it spins up, because I have tons and tons of it. And maybe I just end up like making felted baskety things out of it if I hate it. But it's all an experiment, and for the most part this wool was free, so I don't feel bad if it doesn't go perfectly well. But that is like the smallest of them. Here's one where it's just wool. I think I might have overpacked the drum a little bit, because it's like a wall. And now you see why people could use this for insulation. It looks like insulation. But I'm excited to like rip this into strips and knit it or spin it. I'm hoping to use this, well, with all my fun spindles and my whatever. I don't know. I want to just experiment. That's the whole point of this, right? This one, see, now you can see some of the mess. Do you see this cloud that is happening? This is blended with Angora from my friend Dallas. Eventually I will get one of his bunnies someday. Well, first I have to make sure I really love knitting with Angora, I think, and spinning it, because it's a very specific kind of fiber. Kind of fly away. Ooh, but I deliberately left lots of these sort of neppy, bumpy situations happening, because I'm hoping that it will make the yarn spin up in a way that looks like tweed. I really love tweed. You know, this isn't tweed, but I just love that effect. And you'll see it's kind of an ongoing theme right now. So I didn't watch any videos. I've just playing it by ear. There's Angora in my nose now. Okay. Here's some more. Here comes some more. Another cloud. See, and here I got all the fun bumps on the back. A little bit of brown, a little bit of cream, and the Angora is actually sort of a gray, silvery color. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really light, so it just, the depth of colors I think is going to be amazing. I'm turning them into logs in hopes of containing the insanity. Okay. I was there for 3 or 4 hours just playing. This one has the alpaca in it, the brown. See this light brown? Alpaca. And then the dark brown is 2 different kinds of wool. See, this is the Katahdin and this is the mystery brown. And I'll have to go back and look, but I think the alpaca's name is Mingo. It was one of those kind of things. I bought it from the same fiber festival years ago, because that's about the only fiber festival I've ever been to. So if I got any kind of farm yarn or fleece, that's where it was from. Here's a smaller version, not quite so thick. We'll see if that spins up easier or what. But again, with this, I mean, it looks like a piece of art almost on its own, or like something that dried on the road. It could be art, it could be roadkill. But I am hoping that it spins up beautifully. And it just keeps going. I after a while I got a little crazy with it. I went with a huge shopping bag of this wool and I didn't actually even manage to process it all. And now I've got pounds more to get through. So I'm really gonna have to find out how to use that electric garter. And then some plain white. This is like earlier in the process when I just wanted to figure out how to do it and I wasn't trying to blend anything. But a lovely cloud. And this one, I did also bring along some dyed locks and stellina. It was like a kit, like make your own art yarn. And I don't think I'm gonna be an art yarn person per se anytime soon. So the stellina and the fun, I think, might make this really fun for a little color pop. Okay, this is the last one. The last one of my bats. Oh, or is it 2? Nope, just kidding. There, see, one more of this plain white and one more little guy of colors. So I got to try a couple different drum carders. One of them was the 72 teeth per inch, and the other one was the fine wool, like 120, 150. I don't remember, but you know, I started with the coarser drum carding fabric and then moved to the finer stuff. So I unfortunately did not really keep good records of which one's which to find out what works better. It's a process. Why was I talking about that? I wanted to say something specific. Oh, I know. So when you're working with the drum carder, you know, there's the big wheel and then there's the smaller wheel. And all the bits that was actually how I started up the conversation with the person who gave me this, with all the bits that go onto the smaller drum, I was trying to like take them back off and put them through again to see if they would reincorporate themselves into the yarn, the bat that was being made on the larger drum. And some of it did and some of it didn't, but there was so much, it felt really wasteful to just get rid of it, which, you know, she explained that's like what the pros would do. You just ditch it. And I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So I kept it aside and I'm hoping to kind of reincorporate that to be more of those like tweedy neps. I think that would be a good way to keep using it. Otherwise, you know, it can go in the compost. That's fine. We have a compost. cat is getting into trouble. And she's actually allowed in here today. I'm filming with the door open like a rebel. Okay, so that was all of the fleece that I processed at my first round at the Weavers Guild, and it was really exciting and fun. And then I have been making little videos all the way along about how I wash my wool, how I've been processing it and washing it. And I am probably going to put those together as a separate video just for length and so that I have more videos. And so you can look stuff up by like specifics. Anyway, so last but not least, I have my journal with my trusty journal. You will find me with one of these at all times. So festival buying. My list said Turkish spindle, hackle or peasant combs, if I could find it, breed specific yarn or roving. I looked up on Etsy how much a breed sampler would cost, and it was 1 ounce each of 10 samples for $35. And so I was telling myself if I found something cheaper at the festival, then I could have that instead. Like that would make more sense. So I wrote down 7 different types of fleece without the expectation that I would get all 7, just to like kind of have a greatest hits to look for, so that, you know, if something that I was hunting for, like Clune Forest, just never showed up, then I'm not sad. So number 1 was BFL. Number 2 was Shetland Rainbow. Just like anything. It'd be more fun if I had more colors, I thought. Number 3 was Cormo. Number 4 was Clune Forest. Number 5 was Targi. Number 6 was Teeswater. Oh, there's 8 actually. Number 7 was Polworth, and number 8 was Southdown. Then I said a very clean fleece, like maybe something from an animal you meet. Oh no, those are 2 separate things. Very clean fleece. I said 1 to 2 pounds. I ended up buying a 4-pound BFL fleece. So I kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. And I didn't drag it in here because I'm in the midst of washing it, but that'll be included in future videos, or I'll try and add a little picture so you can see it. It's a beautiful like black and brown fleece. Like the undercoat is black and the tips are brown from the sun, and it's just gorgeous. And then something from an animal you meet, and then I said dye plants or a dye kit, and then a surprise, and in parentheses yarn bowl question mark. And then I made a couple of lists. Here, you can kind of see it. So this list over here is all wools I want to try, and these lists here, this is what I have in my stash and what I have used so far that I kept track of, so that I would not just keep repeating the same stuff. I think my biggest win for the festival was I did not buy a single iota of merino. And that was okay with me. I have so much, you know, superwash merino from just indie dye or yarn buying. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, there's some floof. I didn't want to add to that collection. I have plenty, and I'm not using it as often as I expected to, so nah. Okay, so starting number 1. This one caught my eye right away, and I loved it so much that I had to circle back and find it again, even though it was one of those things where like I remembered that it was on a left-hand wall and like sort of at the beginning of the building, but then I couldn't remember which building it was in. And the way that this festival is set up, it had 5 different buildings with vendors. The first one, well, technically, and they're lettered like A, B, C, D. So building A was where the guilds were hanging out and where the fleece judging was happening. But then B, C, D, they were all vendors. So I had to circle back and find this again. This is 8 ounces of Coopworth silk and silk noil. Now you get to see the obsession that I'm having. Oh, it's all blown out. Hang on. There you the obsession that I'm having with sort of tweedy bits, and the colorway is called Leopard Frog, and it's 8 whole ounces. I'm tempted. I'm almost sad that I didn't. There were 2 of them, and I'm almost sad I didn't get a whole pound. It's half a pound of Cooper. It's beautiful. I just kissed it a little too much and got stuck in my face. It's got, you know, some like real bright pops and some yellowy. Come on, see the yellow, the light green, and then the black bumps, and I really love it. All right, next one. Then I found a lady that had, like, you know, pull your own adventure situations. And so I got 4 ounces of comb top, and I believe this is Targi. There were 2 things that started with T, Targi and Teeswater, and now I have to go find the other one so I can make sure that I have the right things. Yes, okay, here it is. Yeah, this one's the Teeswater. So this little guy is 2 ounces from Orchard Acres Textiles, and it came with this little cute guy, which I'm going to put on a stitch marker because it's adorable. But see, I thought, well, this is going to be fun to spin all by itself. And in case you forgot, it's basically my favorite color. But look how well these go together. I thought that this could make a very good second. I mean, not that I have enough to go with both, but entirely. But it's a good contrast color for at least some of the Coopworth, I think. And it's in the same color story. So, like, even if I decide to do something totally different, I could put those together and they're going to look good together. So, Teeswater, Targi, Coopworth. Oh, this one. This one also caught my eye from across the room. And this is a Shetland Alpaca Silk Noil, 6 ounces. Getting blown out again. There we go. Big schmutz. But it's a little bit like Sidewalk Chalk, which is one of Taji's projects, except not as dark. But it's got this sort of rainbowy flecks in there. And I just thought it was so beautiful, I couldn't resist it. So I'm really excited to try that out. I've never spun with Shetland before. And then I got myself a little bump, 3 ounces of Gotland to try. This is a denser wool. Yeah, it smells good. Sorry for the rustling. And then I did, in fact, tap my son for a Mother's Day gift. This is my first yarn bowl ever, and I'm very excited about it. This is handcrafted elderwood. Look at the pink. We've had a bunch of deadfall this year because of all the weird storms and stuff. And I've been trying to figure out if this is something that we could do. Like, can I do this? And the answer is I probably will not have the patience to make it this beautiful and smooth. But some of the trees have this sort of pink hue. And I was like, oh, if we could make a bowl out of that, that'd be so cool. But it seems to be going away as it dries. So I didn't ask, but I don't know how they managed to, like, capture it so that it stays. But it's beautiful. It'll be very good for a yarn ball. And I don't usually shamelessly ask for gifts, but I have wanted a yarn bowl for years. And actually, my daughter's boyfriend attempted to make me one when they took a ceramics class in high school, but that cutaway bit died in the fire, in the firing process in the kiln. It failed. So it's just something that I've been waiting for since I became crazy knitter lady. All right, and then I think it originally started because I got sucked into a conversation. I was just lurking at a booth, and then I saw this. It's 2 braids. I had to get 2 of them because this is the Lazy Farmer Icelandic sheep, but actually this is bicolored Shetland, and it's these big fun braids. I did not get the name of the sheep. I should have asked. There's probably more than one. This lady was really cool. She was joking about how, you know, she's so busy being a farmer, she doesn't really get to use her fibers. Which is a reason not to get a fiber farm, if you ask me. I would want to still be able to enjoy the fruits of all that labor. And then I did actually buy some Icelandic roving as well. So I got to try, I purchased and plan to try so many exciting new fleeces. And then, I found a British breed sampler. There were a couple of them. One of them had BFL. Actually, it was like all the other ones had stuff in them that I had already purchased in other contexts. So that seemed wasteful. So it's 1 ounce each of 10 different kinds. I haven't opened it up yet to touch everything, but the list includes Cheviot, Devon, Exmoor, Horn, Herdwick, Jacob, Lincoln, Shetland. So there's a repeat, but that's okay. Shropshire, Southdown, which was on my list from the original, and Suffolk. So I'm excited. I'm excited to try these out. You know, I'm not gonna recreate the Soulful Spinners whole series on doing breed studies. I don't want to just like steal and regurgitate other people's stuff. Let's not get too philosophical again. And then these, I did not get to meet these specific sheep, but I did get to meet a lamb from their farm. And these are local and Shetland and super soft. And this one, it's like almost an alpaca color. It almost feels like it is alpaca. Like maybe she got confused and it was mislabeled, but no shade. It feels gorgeous. I'm excited about it. And these 100 yards each and $10, and have the names of the sheep on them. So Madeline and Morgan, in a 2-ply sport weight. So good for something. Maybe a sweater or maybe a hat. You know, my partner has proven himself to be not knit worthy thus far. He keeps felting the hats that I knit him, but his favorite color is brown. So maybe I will let him try again, but maybe I'll just felt it ahead of time so he can't ruin it. I forgot one. I also got 8 ounces of dyed, super bright, obnoxious yellow Parendale. And then an unexpected delight, my mother gifted me this beautiful basket. And I am so excited about it. And it's such a good, and it's handmade in Wisconsin by a lovely woman. It's got this cool and I love a rainbow, you know, for a little representation of the LGBTQIA+ community. But I thought that this would be a good, look at that nice wooden bottom, a good what's the word I want? This would be a good companion to my spinning wheel as like a place where my roving can live while it is waiting to be spun. Yeah. I mean, it's a basket, so it might just catch things and I might change my mind later. Or I might end up lining it, that's totally an option. I have plenty of fabric. Could be entertaining, but that is all the stuff that I have to show you. I actually I left out one thing. My partner bought me a blanket, an alpaca boucle blanket, like a throw blanket, at the festival as well as a Mother's Day gift. And I'm not usually into the commercialization of holidays. Like, I'm not a big fan of flowers and chocolates on Valentine's or whatever. I prefer experiential gifts and like signs that you genuinely are thinking of the person more than like buy me something just because you're buying me something. But this year, with I should say the overlap of Mother's Day and the Fiber Festival, it was sort of too good of an opportunity not to exploit it a little bit. Editor Kitty here with a quick update. I realized as I was putting the video together that it would have made a lot more sense if I did a quick recap at the end of how my festival buying went. And, part of that was realizing that I forgot something. I'm sitting next to an open window. Sorry about the car noise. I got a beautiful Turkish spindle. Look at this. I couldn't help myself with this purple heartwood or whatever it's called, but and this was the wool that she had in the booth to show me that it would work. So I just wanted to go through my list again. So festival buying, Turkish spindle, check. Hackle or peasant combs, didn't see anything like that. And frankly, I knew that was kind of a long shot and would be expensive and maybe not the best place to find them. I was sort of hoping for like a used antique sort of situation. That was where I found one of my my original spinning wheel that works. So it was a shot in the dark, and I knew that when I made the list. Breed specific yarn or roving, I got BFL, which filled the need for my very clean fleece, and ended up being 4 pounds 5 ounces when I bought it initially. And of course, the paperwork on the fleece, it was given a second class rating because it said that it had a lot of second cuts, and finding that is true as I am cleaning it. So I'm going to be very curious to reweigh it once it's been washed and dried to see how much I'm left with. Might be like 3 pounds, which would be fine. Shetland rainbow. Well, I did end up getting a rainbow assortment of different kinds of Shetland, so that feels very true. Cormo, no. Clune Forest, no. Targhee, yes. It was that white combed top. Teeswater, yes. That's the blue ball that came with its own little string. Polworth, no. I meant to go back and get some and I didn't, which is okay. Southdown, yes, it's in the breed study. Something from an animal you meet. Yeah, I was counting the yarn that way. Yes. Dye plants or a dye kit. I saw them and decided against getting them. It wasn't quite what I wanted, and I still I'll wait on the dyeing. And then a surprise yarn bowl. I got my son to buy me one, and that was it. From the list of wools I wanted to try, because of the breed study and just me not being able to help myself, I ended up checking off 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other varieties. So that was kind of cool. I got Coopworth, Icelandic, Lincoln Longwool, Southdown, Gotland, Suffolk, and Jacob. And that is how we round up what I purchased at the festival and how it pertained to the things that I am currently interested in and stuck to my lists, plural. So I was happy about that. Yeah, so that is all the fun content I have for you today. If you're looking for me on the internet, you can find me. I forgot that I made an Instagram handle that is Librophiliac Knits, and I haven't logged into it for a long time, but you can find me there, or as Cat279. I'm Librophiliac on Ravelry, and I'm here. That's about it. I think I made a TikTok handle, but I don't remember what it is. If you wanted to support me, you can find me as Librophiliac on Ko-Fi, Coffee. You know, I'm going to put links below, I always do, about what I've talked about, and I don't know if I'm going to be organized enough to give you like the specifics of the roving that I found, because it's festival stuff. So like I can't, some of these things I got cards for, and I could share, but some of it I really have no idea, you know. So I'll do my best to include information where I can. All right, time to go. Bye, friends.